Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. I would like to congratulate you and the 6th Committee Bureau members on their election and assure you of our delegation's full support. Pakistan aligns itself with the statements delivered on behalf of the OIC by the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and on behalf of the non-aligned movement by the Islamic Republic of Iran. Chair, let me begin by expressing Pakistan's strong condemnation of the ongoing Israeli aggression against Lebanon and its genocidal war in Gaza that has, so far, cost the lives of more than 41,000 innocent Palestinian and 1,000 Lebanese civilians, with no end in sight. It is also seeking to provoke a wider war across the Middle East region. The Israeli regime must be held to account for its flagrant and systematic violations of international law, including foreign occupation, targeting of civilians and children, racist laws, and the settler colonial policies that are steadily encroaching on occupied Palestinian territory. Unless we act firmly against this terror regime and uphold the UN Charter and international law, we will descend into a Hobbesian world of violence and chaos where life is ugly, brutish, and short. Chairman, it has been over 2 decades since the adoption of UN Security Council Resolution 1373. The global terrorism landscape has evolved significantly since then. Despite success against the Al-Qaeda and Daesh core, terrorist attacks have increased, especially across the Middle East, Africa, and in and from Afghanistan. Terrorism continues to mutate into various new forms, which are not being effectively and comprehensively addressed. To end the menace of terrorism comprehensively and totally, it is necessary to combat all forms of terrorism and their root causes. These include the prolonged unresolved conflicts, foreign occupation, and the denial of the right to self-determination to peoples under colonial domination and alien rule, such as in Jammu and Kashmir and in Palestine. Mr. Chairman, Pakistan condemns terrorism in all its forms and manifestations. We have led the fight against terrorism over the last 2 decades. Pakistan was principally responsible in decimating the Al-Qaeda core. Pakistan is also the principal victim of terrorism. We have suffered 80,000 casualties, our brave soldiers and civilians, including school children. Unfortunately, Pakistan continues to suffer from state-sponsored terrorism from across our borders, including terrorist attacks by the TTP, Fitna al-Khawarij, Daesh, and insurgent groups such as the Majid Brigade. Pakistan has the will, determination, and capability to defeat this externally sponsored terrorism, which is actively aided, abetted, and financed by our eastern neighbor, ironically a country that likes to play the victim. Mr. Chairman, the international community has a responsibility to ensure that counterterrorism efforts are not misused to violate human rights and provisions of international humanitarian law, as is being done by Israel in the occupied Palestine and by India in occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Pakistan fully supports the OIC's position that a consensus-based comprehensive convention on international terrorism must clearly distinguish between acts of terrorism and the legitimate struggles of people under foreign occupation to self-determination and national liberation. Any definition of terrorism, including one in a comprehensive convention, must encompass the new and emerging forms of extremism and terrorism, including violent acts by white supremacists, far-right extremists, violent nationalist, xenophobic, Islamophobic, and anti-Muslim groups, such as Hindutva groups, and similar ideologies in various parts of the world. Chair, necessary changes are needed in the UN's counter-terrorism architecture and the sanctions regime to ensure that these are fair, just, and comprehensive, and incorporate the new types of terrorism and new cyber tools of terrorism, including cryptocurrencies and online terrorist recruitment. Every relevant UN declaration states that terrorism should not be linked with any religion. Yet, since 9/11, despite protestations to the contrary, some have openly associated terrorism with Islam, including by propagating phrases such as jihadists, Islamists, radical Islam, etc. Such Islamophobic concepts must be excluded and excised from UN's lexicon. Global counterterrorism efforts have also failed to address the incidence of state terrorism, including the use of state power to suppress legitimate struggles for self-determination or to prolong foreign occupation, which are amongst its worst manifestations, as well as state sponsor of terrorism in other countries. The international community, through the UN platform, must address this phenomenon and the impunity that continues to be associated with such state terrorism. Mr. Chairman, we look forward to the 9th review of the Global Counterterrorism Strategy in 2026, which coincides with the 20th anniversary of the launch of the GCTS. Pakistan hopes that the next review will reflect some of the core concerns of member states that it failed to address previously, including new and emerging forms of terrorism, and have a document that accurately reflects the present realities by incorporating the priorities and concerns of all member states. The GCTS should be implemented in a balanced manner across all 4 pillars of the strategy. These gaps need to be filled. It is for this reason that Pakistan believes the UN General Assembly should establish a commission to promote the universal consideration and balanced implementation of all 4 pillars of the GCTS. I thank you very much.
I thank the distinguished representative of Pakistan.
I now give the floor to the distinguished representative of Lebanon. You have the floor.
شكرا سيد الرئيس.